and welcome to Studio
Set
Stage, a weekly podcast with us, Cynthia Mallard
and Marq Dean, where we take you from the studio to the set to the stage.
In the world of entertainment.
Hey, what's up?
What's
This
up?
is Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq Dean.
Hey guys, and welcome to the second season premiere of Studio Set Stage.
Yes, guys.
We're back in the building.
Yes.
I missed you guys.
Yes, season 2.
That's right, season 2, guys. We are so happy.
Yes.
Ever since 2018, we kicked off season 1. You guys have given us so much encouragement, and we just appreciate it, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Thank
with all the
you.
flubs, with everything else going on, So.
Yeah, thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting us, that's been with us. We appreciate the love and support, and I'm just so happy to be here. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to be seen as well.
Good to be seen, right? Yeah, exactly.
And I'm ready for this new season 2. So I'm ready to kick it off.
Very cool. Well, guys, like I said, there's a million podcasts in the world, right?
Yes.
And I think it's been projected people they're starting podcasts 100 by the day.
Oh, right.
So we appreciate that you have tuned into Studio Set Stage. Once again, if you wasn't riding with us in 2018, 2019, Studio Set Stage was started because we saw where there was a discrepancy, where people in this business, right, were not being afforded the chance or knowing how to enter Studio Set Stage.
Right, the lifestyle. For all you Studio Set stagers out there, if you will. I had somebody hit us up and say, "Hey, I'm a Studio Set stager," and I like the sound of that. But definitely, definitely, the purpose behind Studio Set Stage, the entire platform, was to fulfill and fill a need that we saw. In this thing, both of us been in this 15, 20 years, a piece or more. And just from the experience, the question is, how do I start? Where do I start?
Hell, the question
and
is
how
also,
do I maintain?
How do I stay?
Right.
Exactly.
How do you stay?
So many of us, like you said, you have hills and valleys. I always like to say.
Oh, yeah.
In my career, I've been hired, fired, and it's just it's the nature of this business. I've audition, no, yes, then a no. It just takes a while,
right?
With anything, you have to practice, you have to rehearse, you have to stay consistent.
Yes. I mean, consistency, your drive, staying motivated.
Oh my God.
That's one of the key things, and making sure that you respect and take care of your craft.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because if you respect and take care of your craft, it would definitely take care of you. Definitely.
All right. Well, cool. Well, listen, guys. Like we were saying, this is the premiere. This is kind of like the kickoff of season 2. We want to just make sure that you guys are following us, commenting, liking. We are on all social media platforms. Studio Set Stage, Facebook, Twitter. We are on IG. Check us out, even on LinkedIn, and of course, all of the podcast platforms.
Yes,
right?
Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Google Play.
Awesome. So we're everywhere. So you can't make an excuse and oh, Cynthia or Marq, I can't find you. No. You're lying. We are everywhere, okay?
Yes.
And this is definitely a podcast that you want to tune into every week. Like we said, I had some people who actually DM'd us and we were saying, I wish you guys could do the podcast every single day. Okay. All right. We getting there.
Yeah.
But for now, it is this weekly. I think season 2 we were premiering, or new episodes were every Friday, right?
Right.
So, guys, now we are aiming at new episodes to premiere on Monday. So, Monday mornings, you can check all of the social platforms, and you should be able to hear us every Monday, a new episode.
Yes. And don't forget, subscribe, and follow us. IG, all of it is at Studio Set Stage. Even check out our website, studiosetstage.com. Again, guys, subscribe there. We've got some goodies. We've got some prizes and surprises for you. So check us out on our website, studiosetStage.com as well.
Come and get the goodies. So listen, guys. So how appropriate to kick off the second season. I know that everyone basically, I mean, you've probably been heard to death. Talking about Kanye West, who brought his Sunday service, right?
Yes.
To Georgia. So guys, you know, our home base is Atlanta, Georgia. We are here. That's right. We are here in the entertainment capital, and we love it. We absolutely love it, and it was just so befitting for us. Like I said, we're really committed in helping people get off the ground in this business. But of course, one of the superstars in Studio Set Stage. I mean, you got to recognize it, right? Kanye West, right?
Yes, Kanye is no stranger to this industry. He's been a all of it. You know, definitely a trendsetter from the moment that he set foot on the scene, starting out as a producer, then morphing into a hip hop artist, then morphing into a fashion designer, and just really, you know, a trendsetter as far as
a culture icon
yes,
too.
Indeed.
Also, we figured, you know what, it's really appropriate to talk about this whole deal because Kanye, I mean, really struggled in the very beginning,
right?
You know, so he you know, he's a true Studio Set stager in the fact that he really pounded the pavement. Oh yeah, you know, we know definitely about Kanye because of the work that he put in the very beginning.
And again, it's a testament to staying the course. You know, it wasn't given. You know,
not at all.
He was met with some adversities starting off.
People say he sucked.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they said, no man, you know, you produce great beats, but I don't know if you can rap. But you know, he was able to
work on it,
improve, and just build on his craft, and that's a testament to what he was doing.
We respect that. We respect that. Even if you feel like, oh, you know, this person is horrible, but you know what? They are committed and they are consistent with it.
And I just want to say, you know, for most people, because like I said, you know, with the Sunday service situation, everybody, you know, feels like, okay, this is some plot to get back on, and I know I might be jumping the gun, but I just want to make this clear that, you know, he has been, you know, very consistent in doing what he does as a studio set stager. So
you know what? Like I said, you have been inundated with all of this, but we figured that our take, you know, Mark Dean's take, you know, my take, Cynthia Mallard, we have a different spin on it. You know, I have heard, like I said, not intentionally, I haven't, you know, heard like, you know, competing radio shows or competing media outlets, but I've heard just a little bit, you know, and some of that I just turn it off because when he was coming to Atlanta, Mark, and he did the Sunday service, and everybody was out. Just if you just got on Twitter, man, if you just got on Twitter, you got on Instagram, all social, man, it was ridiculous. Like it was almost like it was just a fire. Like people were just dogging him out. What is he doing? They were calling him false prophets. I mean, just the whole nine. So if you don't know, like I said, Kanye West, he visited a pretty popular church in Atlanta, New Birth, right? New Birth, where Bishop Eddie Long was the presiding pastor. You know, he passed away. Now it's Pastor Jamal Bryant who is there, who opened the doors for Kanye to bring his Sunday service gospel extravaganza to his church. And when I say everybody from industry like honchos were there in the spot.
Yes, and you know, it was this past weekend was an eventful weekend. There was a lot of things going on. Of course, they had the Revolt Summit. They also had the Music Business Executive Summit, which I attended. And, you know, so it was a lot of different events. But yes, that was the culminating.
Yeah, it was a good weekend to be here.
Then, yes, it was a great weekend, you know, as they say, the Hollywood of the South, if you will. But getting back to the Sunday service with Kanye, I think, you know, this is something that, you know, has been resonating and has been with him all the time. People forget, you know, he did do Jesus Walks
all his life.
You know,
all his life, right?
You know, came out, which was one of his first, you know, big hits. But, you know, I think it's also a testament to the core of it all. And in this thing, it's inundated. And we've had these conversations in the past where, it's not for the faint. And you got to make sure you have certain essentials at the core. And eventually, like that old adage, they say, what is at the fundamental foundation, it always seeps through.
So I want to go back to like social media. We like I said, we were just kind of going back and forth, and we saw how people were just dogging him or whatever.
Exactly.
And it was just so interesting. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Many of the people who were dogging him didn't even watch the service. Didn't even hear what Kanye was saying. Many people did, but I'm saying there were people who were like, I'm not even gonna listen to him, just based upon all of the controversy that he's been in. Now he's in the house of the Lord. Like, people were actually saying things like that.
Yeah, and it does. Looking at that and just looking at it from a face value standpoint, very judgmental. And in this thing, it comes with the territory. But when also you look at someone that's authentic, that will also shine through as well. I did see some of the posts. Read some of the posts. And very judgmental. And, I think really for some that was actually being critical, those that were being the most critical claim that, I'm Christian and I don't believe this, that, and the third. But I think it goes against the core belief of Christianity where, hey, judge not. But, it wasn't light, it was heavy. But I do, like you said, Cynthia, it was a lot of opinions.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I watched. We watched the ceremony. We watched the whole worship experience. And when I say, guys, it was so genuine. I promise to God, like literally, it was genuine. I took to Facebook, Twitter, all social platforms, and it was so genuine that it caused me to jump on there and just kind of just write about it. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
There was no showboating. He was actually showcasing a lot of the work that he has put together as far as music and arrangement, all praising God. So I'm a Christian. You're a Christian too, Mark, right?
Yeah.
There was prayer. It was so interesting how everyone was so receptive to him, even in the house of the Lord.
Yeah.
One thing I think people missed out on was Kanye was given the gift of music. Where the hell do you think the gift of music came from?
Yeah, and that is what I was about to definitely, expound on.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, you could see if someone was faking the funk or not.
Most definitely.
And through that, you cannot, he does not fake the funk when it comes to that. And and I've said this before too, and this might be a little controversial, but due diligence, guys. The greatest, at one time, Lucifer was the minister of music for heaven.
You about to preach, Mark?
No, I'm not about to preach. I'm just stating facts.
Yeah.
I'm just stating facts, especially for those that claim they are, I'm Christian and I know the Bible and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not here to I'm not here to get on no soapbox. I'm just here, I'm just stating facts. But with that though as well, again, I believe that Heavenly Father, he works in mysterious ways.
Exactly.
And you never know. Even with Christ, he wasn't always in the cathedral. He was in the hood, preaching the gospel. So you never know where it comes from and who might be in position that will light the spark and it resonates through. So I'm just saying, you have to remain open, because even in this thing with music, to be creative, you have to be open-minded. A closed mind limits your availability to be creative, which I understand, and I've always said this before. I've been doing this thing since I was, a kid myself, and I do understand the source where it comes from. And in a lot of times this thing can get crazy. There's a lot of superficiality that goes along with the industry, but you have to keep the essential things at the core that will help you go through the ups and downs.
Exactly.
There's going to be hills, there's going to be valleys. Kanye is an example of that.
Yeah.
He speaks about mental illness, how that affects. And that's one thing that, I don't think they've been putting enough emphasis on. They always talk about the negative things, but everybody has their method of healing.
Exactly.
And I say this, I commend him for looking at that, knowing that, outside of the carnal things that are associated with this, you do have a spirit. You do have a soul. Where do you think the creativity comes from? Now, some people might argue with me. Some people might want to say that, but I'm not here to do that. Everybody has an opinion. I respect your opinion. And this is my podcast. This is our podcast. So I'm putting it down. Normally we talk about the business and all of that, but you also got to have your mind, and we say get your mind right, but also have your spirit in the right place as well.
Exactly.
Because this thing is a beast.
It is.
There are no rules.
Well, you gotta remember also, Kanye talked about how he had seen, in a nutshell, he basically had talked about when he was at New Birth, how he had seen the devil. Remember when he was talking about, he was like, y'all, I've seen this, I've seen that. Can you imagine the temptation being in an industry like that with all that money, being at the top? Can you imagine the temptation? Can you imagine the pressure? Can you imagine the devil surrounding him, trying to take him down? So like you said, and it was something that I wrote in my blog very early. This is a man at this moment in time. Just forget about, he's the one who's been on the red carpet with the lady with all the booze, turning it upside down. He's the one who's, blasphemed possibly in the past, all that type of thing. But like you said, he recognizes there's a war going on. And he did say that during the service. There's a war, there's a spiritual war going on right now, and he is trying to fight the demons. So I don't think it's anything wrong with him finding a way to repent and to bring people back to God using the gift that God gave him. So that's what I see. When I saw him, all the people who have been following him, all the people, you got to think about, they're like traditional pastors. For one, we listened to Donnie McClurkin. It was so interesting. Guys, if you have not heard Donnie McClurkin's take on Kanye West, you are missing out on a jewel.
Yes.
My God. Go ahead. He basically put it down.
I did see that. Yesterday, he went live on Facebook. And
shout out Donnie McClurkin. Shouts out
Pastor
to you.
McClurkin. Yes, indeed. He's the one, we fall down, but we get up. And that's a testament, he was basically saying that you cannot judge or know, because in this thing, if it is fake, it will be revealed.
What?
If it's real, it's going to be revealed. We've seen it in the past.
Right, exactly.
We've seen it where, I remember years ago, my grandmother, she would watch with the cable network TBN, and she would love PTL.
Wow.
PTL.
You went way back.
With the past. I remember that because she was adamant. She would give money to them. Saying, well, hey, I'm gonna give to PTL. Watch PTL. But it was a huge scandal. I remember with the pastor that was over it, and was involved in a scandal and all that kind of stuff. So everybody has demons. Everybody's going to be dealing with demons. If you're going to be living in this life, you're going to be dealing with demons.
And don't blame him because he's found a way to heal himself. You know, I literally was saying, you know, your way of repenting or getting closer to God might be going across the street to the church, possibly. You know, your neighborhood little church or whatever, like we do. You know what I'm saying? We go to our church, our house of worship and whatever. For someone Kanye's stature, it might be, his self-healing might be to go into a studio, right? Pull up a whole bunch of gospel music, remix it, take that on the road for a tour. I saw a comment that was saying that he's trying to get worshipers for the Kanye church to worship Kanye as a god. I was floored, dude, when I heard that, when I saw that. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? You know, Diane McClurkin also, he made another point. He said, you know, first of all, he was saying all the people who are, you know, throwing stones at Kanye. He said, first of all, Christians in the church people, he said, first of all, we have failed people who are not in the church.
Yeah.
Hello. Remember that part.
Right.
He said, you know, it takes a person possibly like a Kanye to reach the world. He said we're supposed to be, you know, prophesying and preaching the gospel, but it's not just an exclusive club for everybody who just go to our church.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in a nutshell, he said there appears to be a difference between the religion and church.
Yeah.
And people that, you know, are in the church, they have, like you said, it's very judgmental opinions in that. And, you know, like you said, you know, I grew up in the church, you know, born and raised, you know, was baptized, all that kind of stuff. But you have to understand this. Kanye and his position that he's in now with being in the entertainment industry, like you said, being an icon, having the reach to get to maybe that individual that might be going through it, but they're not connected to the church.
They're not even coming to the church.
Kanye
right, exactly.
could probably reach
them, exactly.
that person that's dealing with it or almost on the verge or have dealt with maybe mental health issues. And they're thinking about, okay, man, I'm thinking about taking my lights out.
Wow.
But
yeah.
They were able to see that Sunday service. It's on YouTube, guys. If you guys haven't seen it out there, go to YouTube and pull it up. Kanye Sunday service in Atlanta. It'll come up. I did see some comments where some people actually was thanking Kanye for doing that because they said, man, I was about to end it all.
Wow.
But I saw this.
Especially in this climate of suicide, right? We have pastors taking their lives, children taking their lives, mothers of newborn babies killing. Like, so, Jesus Christ. This could have not been a more perfect time for me, I feel, for Kanye to come out and go across the country with this.
Right. And then, of course, you know, you have people coming out with crazy things, going on tour, talking sideways. But, you know, Kanye is using his platform to reach and has reached people that otherwise probably would never set foot in a church.
You know what? You know what I could not understand also, and we don't want to beat it like a dead horse, but the fact that people would be like, oh, he's fake. Oh, he is pretending. He is a mockery. This is blasphemy. I was just like, it made me think about, Mark. It made me think about who is Kanye at the beginning. I thought about who is Kanye before we knew he was Kanye West, the Kanye West. Think about it.
Right.
Young black boy, Chicago raised, the son of a traditional black mother, who was raised in the church.
And also, to add to that, you got to think where his mother and father met. They met right here in Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm saying is, so how could what I don't understand is people don't do their research. People don't do their research.
I want you to say that again.
Okay, I'll say it again.
I feel that is important.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of people, and look, I've always said this. You never apologize for knowing what you know, but you do not know everything.
Man, you screaming at the people?
I'm going to say that again. Because in that, when you think you know everything, you're destined for failure.
You know, you mentioned a big thing, and I just want people to think about it. When you go back and listen to early Kanye West music, I just want to make sure that people got that point that you put out there.
Well, I didn't say it on air.
Think about it. Yeah,
we was talking about it.
Think about it now, guys.
Right.
The music, like the gospel music, that talking about the gospel album that's going to drop. Yeah, it's part of the Sunday Kanye's Sunday service.
Right.
So what? Think back to the beginning.
Yeah, we were having this conversation before we got on air.
Yeah.
But
what was
remember,
he doing?
One of his first major songs that hit when he started out was Jesus Walks.
Hello, say it again.
It was Jesus Walks.
Now this is what year? What years were this? I can't remember.
This was probably 2004.
2004, guys. It's 2019. So this has always been a part of who he is. It's always been a part of his spirit. This is something that he was raised up with, right? It's just so interesting that how we just demagogue people, you know? Like you haven't done anything wrong, like you haven't transgressed in your life, you know. Yeah, he's done some bull. Like people know, he's done some bull. But who hasn't? If I came home with you and you rolled out your skeletons, I'd probably scream.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, and like to say, I mean, we're not trying to jump on somebody, as they say in the old school days. I remember some of my older cousins, they used to say, man, I'm not being on nobody's jock. It's not about that. We're just calling it what it is. Right. And honestly, hey, when you throw or you point the finger at one person, it's really four pointing back at you.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I don't think it's not really a time to be judgmental in this. Sometimes it's just good to sit back and observe and see what's going on. Because sometimes the loudest wagon is always something wrong with that wagon.
And just give him a chance. Give Kanye a chance. It comes down to that. Pure and simple. Give him a chance. Like we said, sit back, relax. Okay, guys, relax. Okay, sit back and just watch him. I do know that his album, I think, people were saying, oh, it's the gospel album that he's about to put out. He's going to make millions from it. Yeah. I mean, he is spreading a message of people. We have got to get our lives together because the devil is out here and he is out here seeking, conquering, and destroying.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Say it again. You preaching now, aren't you?
No, I'm not trying to preach. But what I'm saying is, if this is a young black man, who has slipped and slide, you know what I'm saying? Like we all done some bull, some crap in our lives, some more than others or whatever, right? But he is making a concerted effort to come back to God, to heal his soul, to repent, is what I see. He's got all these people who are supporting him. Why can't we lift him up, elevate him? Help him along, Kanye has been there for us, like you said, in the early music. And he gave us like amazing freaking hits. Not just us. Think about all the people he has collabed with and gave them amazing, amazing music that's still fire to this day.
Oh yeah.
So we can't persecute him. We can't put him on the cross. You know what I'm saying? You can do that if you're perfect. Now, if you perfect, I want you to get on all of our social media and just tell me, say, Cynthia Mallard, I am perfect, so I can talk about him, okay?
Well,
we'll shut you down.
I will, and I will say this: in a perfect world, you want that, but in this world, they did crucify Jesus.
What? Okay.
So that's going to come with it, but I just say this: you have to. At the core of this thing, and like I've said before, and I go back to it, the greatest musician in heaven at one time was Lucifer. And we all know Lucifer to be Satan. So he will use the very thing or your gift to try to, use it for his good.
Exactly.
And you just got to know what it is.
I think people are mad. I think people are mad. You know what? If Kanye had came out with the next track saying, kill, death, drink that's, drink the 40, or whatever, or, take a shot. Like, you know what? I don't even think people would have a problem. I think it's the fact that just shows you right there. Something is wrong. Mm-hmm. The devil is pissed. Right. He cannot take it. Yeah. So he commissioned all his little disciples. The devil got little helpers too, y'all, to come out here and jeer him.
Yeah, and just like we said earlier, it will be revealed. Yeah.
Time reveals everything.
It will be revealed. If it's going to be, if it's real, if it's fake, it will be revealed.
So guys, listen, we just wanted to jump on the Kanye because we felt like we had a pretty good handle on really what the Studio Set Stage Kanye. We're just praying for him. Even at Studio Set Stage, we're praying for him that he is healed, that he is elevated, that his music, because it is positive, I am praying that it is received. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. Regardless of the millions of dollars that people say, he's going to make, or he's going to build a church of Kanye. You know what? If it's a church and it's leading millions of people back to God, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I mean, especially in that light. And just in a nutshell, it's something positive that will resonate and will reach people that, like I said before, the church has a limited reach. So I feel like this is really good for Kanye, and I wish him the best on that.
Yeah. We love you. We love you, Kanye. And like I said, we rooting for you. Like Issa said, rooting for everybody black. We rooting for Kanye to come back to us, right? Yeah. To come back to God. So listen, guys, this has been our premiere, second season premiere of Studio Set Stage. Woo, we're so happy.
Thank you, guys.
That you guys joined us. Don't forget, listen, every Monday, new episode is what we're shooting for, okay?
Yes.
So you'll hear the promos that will be running on all platforms. Right. Be sure to tune into that and then go straight to the full episodes.
Yeah. Be sure again to follow us, guys. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play. And remember, guys, subscribe. We want you guys to subscribe and go to StudioSetStage.com, okay? Mm-hmm. But this is the kickoff of the second season. I'm so happy.
And don't forget,
we back.
I know, we're back. And, you also can catch me, Cynthia. If you're looking specifically, you want to know more about me, I live at CynthiaMallard.com. That's CynthiaMallard.com. And then, of course, on all social media, Cynthia Mallard World.
Yes, indeed. Again, for me, it's at Marq Dean Music. That's at Marq Dean Music, and also MarqDean.com.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, we love you guys so much. Any recommendations, suggestions, even guests for the show coming up. We will be having guests, people who are actually Studio Set Stagers. It's people you may not even know them, but they are working in Studio Set Stage in some kind of capacity. This podcast, this show, it's all about going from a small stage to the big stage, right?
Most definitely.
And everything in between.
Yeah. Not just what's going on in front of the mic or in front of the camera, but also what's going on behind the mic, behind the camera, as it relates to the studio set and the stage, guys.
All right. We love you so very much.
Love you guys.
What's your name?
My name is Marq Dean.
Good to be back, Marq Dean.
Yes.
And I'm Cynthia Mallard. The Studio Set Stage. Catch you next Monday.
Peace.